We turn to you sometimes for the wider perspective in history. Before we get to the politics, given the way this is being processed and presented to part of the nation, I'm curious what you think domestically or internationally with what looks like the autocrat playbook.
Well, it's very much so. In fact, I think that Donald Trump has gone into sort of full Scarface mode here. I mean, if you remember the movie Scarface, Tony Montana, a character played by Al Pacino, decides to basically sit in his mansion surrounded by all evidence of his criminality and say, hey, come and get me.
Come and get me.
You know, if you have the guts, come and get me. I'm not hiding. I'm not going to conceal who I am. Come and get me. And that is very much in accord with the way autocrats work. Autocrats don't hide things from the people. They are who they are, and they challenge people to take them on. And what has happened here is that Donald Trump basically kind of is following that playbook. He doesn't want to show any fear, any concern, the idea that he's doing anything wrong. That's all part of the autocrat playbook.
Yeah, I think you lay it out. You know, there was a great artist who said the hood Scarface, could it be more Tony?
Right.
A double entendre.
Well,
Tony Montana, Tony, the adjective. And the Scarface legend is like, in all seriousness, strongmen and autocrats in various countries, which everyone understood, I think. You know, Donald Trump was open about what he wanted to do to the justice system and locking Clinton up and doing Biden.
It feels to me like the Fox News Murdoch honeymoon with Ron DeSantis is sort of over. I thought when this news broke that Fox News would do what they did with the January 6th hearings. They'd kind of strategically downplay it. They talk about the raid, but they wouldn't really be defending Trump. And they would be doing things in a way to help Ron DeSantis, sort of reminding voters, hey, you know, there may be things about Trump that are attractive, but this guy's a hot mess. And you should really think about maybe Ron DeSantis in 2024. I thought that's the way that they were going to be going. The problem is that they did not go that way. They went in a completely opposite direction than what I had thought that they were going to be going in. I think the reason is that it's hard for Republican voters, for Republican elected officials, to admit two things. First of all, they were wrong about Trump. Second of all, the critics of Donald Trump, they were actually right about Donald Trump. And this is something that Republicans don't want to admit. And I think it goes to sort of the difference between this period and the 1970s when Richard Nixon had Watergate. You know, Barry Goldwater felt when he denounced Richard Nixon and told him to resign, that he in no way was denouncing conservative policies. He was simply asking Richard Nixon to leave. It was not a reflection on Richard Nixon's actual policies. The MAGA base and Republicans increasingly believe that denouncing Donald Trump is to denounce his policies.